Panzer III design was composed of 4 sections: hull, turret, and front superstructure with the opening for the turret and rear superstructure with the engine deck. Each section was of a welded construction and all 4 were bolted together. The hull was divided into 2 main compartments divided by a bulkhead. The front compartment housed the gearbox and steering mechanism, and the rear one both the fighting and engine compartment. Basic hull, turret, superstructure, and crew layout remained unchanged throughout the production life of Panzerkampfwagen III series. From April of 1940 to February of 1941, 600 new AUSFG 6 series tanks were produced by Daimler-Benz, Henschel, MAN, Alkit, Wegmann, MNH and FAMO, chassis number 65001-65950. AUSFG was a slight improvement over previous AUSFE and AUSFF tanks. Some 50 AUSFG tanks were armed with 37mm KWK-35 36L 46.5 gun mounted in an internal mantlet, while the rest with 50mm KWK-38L 42 gun mounted in an external mantlet. Both 37mm and 50mm tanks had additional 2 MG-34 machine guns, one in the turret and other in the hull. Armor protection ranged from 12mm to 30mm, although majority of the protection ranged from 21mm to 30mm. Also, new pivoting visor for the driver, bar Saclap 30, was installed. The turret was modified and mounted on the roof with a fan exhaust, as well as one signal port was eliminated. Mid-production vehicles were mounted with new type of commander's cupolas used in Panzer IV AUSFE, F and G, which became standard on all later models of Panzer III. Late production vehicles had wider 400mm tracks instead of standard 360mm tracks. AUSFG was the first to be mounted with the Rommelbox turret-mounted storage bin pack cast-in, which then became the standard on all Panzer IIIs. From August of 1940 until 1942, all 37mm AUSFG tanks, just as AUSFE and F tanks, were rearmed with 50mm KWK-38L 42 gun. Vehicles sent to North Africa were equipped with additional air filters and different cooling fan reduction ratio. They were designated AUSFG TP, TP being short for tropisch, tropen, tropical. Small number of AUSFG tanks remained in service as late as September of 1944. In October of 1940, AAUSFH 7 series entered production. It was produced by MAN, Alkit, Henschel, Wegmann, MNH and MIAG until April of 1941, with 308 produced, chassis numbers 66001-66650. AUSFH featured newly designed turret to mount 50mm gun with a single 30mm armor rear plate. Armor protection ranged from 10mm to 30mm, but hull front and rear as well as superstructure front had 30mm armor plates bolted onto them, increasing the protection. The increase in armor protection in AUSFH neutralized the threat of British 2PDR, Soviet 45mm and American 37mm anti-tank guns. The new 6-speed Maybach SSG-77 gearbox replaced previously used Varia-Rex. In addition, suspension system was slightly modified and new sprocket and idler wheels were used in AUSFH. Consequently, a weight increased to 21.8 tons due to armor protection increased. Torsion bars were strengthened. Originally, AUSFH was armed with 50mm KWK-38L 42 gun and 2 MG-34 machine guns, but in 1942-43, they were rearmed with 50mm KWK-39L 60 gun.